background is so nice.
Right?
Yeah, this is perfect.
What's up, everybody? It's Amanda Stevens. I'm at Final Round 2019, and this is Chelsea. You may know her. She's a tournament organizer for Wednesday Night Fights.
Yeah, my name is Chelsea. I am the floor manager for Wednesday Night Fights Orange County.
Ooh.
And I also do a lot of bigger tournaments, like
Red Bull Conquest.
Yeah.
Final Summoning.
Capcom Pro Tour 2017. So I do a lot of things like stage management, camera operation, and some translation here and there. So yeah,
She does everything.
I try to do my best. I just like to do what's helpful. I feel like a lot of times you end up at a tournament and then there's like 100 things that need to happen, but nobody is doing any of those things. So I feel like sometimes I just step in and I'm like, what do you need me to do?
And they're like, all right, we're putting you to work now. And you're like, no, I want it to be a pleb. So, we're at Final Round,
Yes.
which is, the start of the CPT. And even though you're not a competitor,
Not right now.
not right now, what do you think of the direction the CPT is going in?
I like it. I like that they restructured the point values, and I also like the introduction of the super premieres.
Yeah.
And I think that they're also well located, and so, sorry, Europe, but
Wait, people play in Europe? Didn't our Evo champion come from Europe? Oh, shit.
come back. It's a super premiere. If you can make it out there. But yeah, so there's one on the West Coast, one in the East Coast, and one's in Japan, which is the date is to be decided.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited to travel to all of the super premieres. And I'm really interested to see how this new point structure is going to affect the leaderboard at the end of the Pro Tour.
Yeah, I feel like there are definitely a lot of people that got hurt by the old ranking points.
Yeah.
Like, I remember talking to Alex Myers about how shitty it felt that he top 8'd one of the first ranking events and then realized he only got a point. It was like, I flew out to Singapore for a point.
Yeah,
I played 270 people for a point.
I feel so bad. Alex went to so many tournaments last year. John Taguchi does a really similar thing too. He just had a bunch of tournaments that were just like 1 point each.
Yeah.
And it was really sad. I think that it's good that they fixed it.
Yeah. So you work on predominantly the production side of things. So what's something that you think the stream monsters don't know about that goes into making a production run?
I moderate the chat, so everything.
Oh no, guys!
Everything that people say, I don't think that they realize that I actually see it. Like, I remember I was at Anime Ascension. I was working a couple of weeks ago, and I was moderating the chat at the same time as I was doing stage management. And so occasionally, you would be able to see me in the background of a player shot, right? And then, I'd see messages pop up look at that waifu in the back with the glasses. Oh, waifu. And I'm like, oh my god.
Are you okay with being waifu status?
No, that's so weird. Why would you say that? Why would you go on the internet and say those kinds of things? And I'm just like, what the heck? And then I just move out of the shot. And then the guy's like, no, waifu,
come back.
Where did you go? And then I was just like, I moved because you're being a creep. Straight up in the chat. I was just like,
did he say anything?
He was like, I'm so sorry, but it's weird, same thing at Wednesday Night Fights. I moderate the chat thread as well. And so sometimes I will have to walk past the camera and then I'll sit down and I'll see a message pop up in the chat and it'll be like, how many X chromosomes? I'm like, this is so bad. And so I think that one thing that I've really cracked down on at the beginning of the year is I really started just banning anybody that makes a slightest sexist or transphobic or racist remark.
See, guys, you gotta be polite. You want to be in the chat.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that we should have a no tolerance policy for
So, like-
racist or transphobic, homophobic, and sexist language in the fighting game community. And I feel like at the
Do you think that's something that so not that we don't need the thing, but one of the things that I've come to realize, especially with like working with other esports communities, is sort of the surge of just like dedicated mod teams. Like it seems like we in the FGC we seem to understand the importance of like dedicated TOs, like people who are professional TOs and they're worth more than just a volunteer slot, and then your tournament runs infinitely better. And so we understand that. We understand that about production, right? You don't just like get some like random local guy to like man the camera and call it a day.
Yeah, that's true. I think that moderation should be similar. It's unfortunately that's not the case in esports. If you were moderating a chat, it is just because you were watching the chat and then somebody decided to give you a sword, and so you're not doing it for any money, and then they're kind of just doing whatever, and which has been like awfully successful. I know that some like a bigger esports
Like League and stuff like that
have dedicated moderators.
Yeah.
But I think randomly passing out a sword. But you can't do that for locals.
I mean, obviously, like Wednesday night fights, or like at LBC, or even like something like here we have like in Atlanta, there's like Access Replay, right? I don't know if Access Replay has like the resource to be like, all right, we're gonna pay you to be our like mod every whatever day. I guess Thursdays are local, so like every Thursday.
Yeah, I ended up like talking to Alex Valle about it, and I was like, hey, there's definitely a problem with transphobic, racist, and sexist slurs in the chat, and I feel like Kyobi and I don't often have time to constantly be moderating. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
And well, like. So I told him, I was like, we need to have more moderators. And he was like, well, I think that if you want to, if that's something that you and Kyobi want to do, you guys have the power to assign mods. And so, so we started looking for people that specifically are targeted by the messages that are posted in the chat. So we, especially...
So having marginalized people be the ones moderating.
Right. So like women of color, and like trans women. That's, I think that's what we've decided to do, because that affects them personally, and when they see it's something like that, they are able to crack down on it harder than somebody that is not being affected by those kinds of comments. So yeah, that's one thing. But it's a lot similar, like, a lot of people like to say things like, oh, they're just stream monsters, like, they're not a part of the community, like, that's not...
But there's like 14,000 of them sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just that, though. It's just they don't say it to your face, but that doesn't mean that those people aren't still a part of the community and are out there, and they're still doing things that are sexist and transphobic. Like, a lot of the work that I experience in production, sometimes, not a lot, but a good handful of it, usually I'll have, a lot of the times when I work freelance, I'll end up with other freelance workers that are kind of like on the iffy side, where we'll give like a really strange remarks. And then even the people at Wednesday night fights, not very often, like, but very few people, like one here or there every week, will make a remark that's like a little bit questionable. Like not something that is intended to be hurtful.
Yeah.
But something where they, I had a guy come in once, and he came up to my desk and then started talking to my new volunteer.
As though it was their job?
Yeah, and so I started talking to him, and he talked over me, and he was like, hey, do you know where I can sign up for Dragon Ball FighterZ? And then I look at him, I'm like, oh, are you trying to sign up for Dragon Ball FighterZ? And I'm at my desk, and I'm handling registration, And then the guy kind of like looks at me, and then he walks around me, and then starts talking to the guy. He's like, do you know where I signed up for Dragon Ball FighterZ? And I turn around, and I was like, why did you look around me? And then he's like, oh, I was trying to ask him like where I signed up for Dragon Ball FighterZ, and I was like, yeah, that's me. that's my job. And so he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't think that you were the one that was taking registration. and so I didn't question it. But you know, when you get things like that, you kind of know.
Yeah.
Like, man, like that was.
So what's some dope things though about your job?
I get to travel a lot. I love travel. I think that coming out to tournaments like this, being able to see everyone and make friends with everyone is a really awesome part of my job. And going to places that I would not have gone to otherwise, to basically be involved with video games and just do whatever.
For a living.
Yeah.
So like, here's the thing, because like, you know, everybody kind of, you know, you can talk to Sajam, and Sajam tells you like how to become a commentator. You talk to like JB or Alex Myers about like how to get onto that like sort of semi-pro fighting game player grind. But like, what if somebody is like, you know what, being a part of broadcast and production, you know what, I think that's something I want to do. Like, what do you have to say to those people?
I think that you are nuts. I don't understand why you would want to voluntarily come into production.
Wow!
No, I'm just kidding. It's actually great. One thing that I would recommend is just start by volunteering at your local. If you want to specifically do things in the fighting game community, you should start out the bottom level. Maybe you should try running a bracket at your local and, you know, managing the game. And then for, you know, a couple weeks, couple months, start managing the local. And then from there, move up and ask the stream producer, hey, do you think you can teach me what you're doing? You know, pressing the ones and twos. And then I'm sure that the stream producer would be happy for you to learn how to do that, you know? Like it's always good to have someone that knows what they're doing. Like if the stream producer needs to go to the bathroom or something.
Or is sick.
If he's sick, that's a big one too. And so like you can just, he or she will teach you how to
Press the buttons.
Press the buttons, yeah, basically. And learn, it'll teach you how to use XSplit and things like OBS, certain softwares like that. And then you can move on to maybe you can go to your local major if you have one, if you're lucky enough to have one.
Yeah, you know, like, I mean, even like here in Atlanta, you know, you might not live in Atlanta, but like, this is a local major for Georgia. Or like, for me, I live in New York, so I have East Coast Showdown.
Right. You could go there and, you know,
Defend the North.
Yeah, talk to your camera, the camera operator there and say, hey, you know, what are you doing? Usually, you shouldn't bother them while they're working, but, you know, when they're off the clock, you can probably talk to any camera person and they'd be happy to talk to you about, like how to operate a camera. Like I would definitely, if you are at a major and you come up to me and you go, how do I do what you're doing? I will teach you exactly what I will definitely help you out. If you want to learn how to do production things, I would be more than happy to take time out of my day just to teach you how to, you know, just operate a camera, run a bracket, push ones and twos, anything. Like I'd be more than happy to do that. I think that I don't think a ton of people are interested in being tournament organizers. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think a lot of people, I don't think that's like someone's like life. I mean, the people who do it really well, obviously I'm not gonna like downplay them and be like, oh man, you're wasting your time. 'Cause, like, there's definitely like amazing TOs out there. But I think one of the things that I've come to realize, especially when I talk about what I do for a living, is that a lot of people are like, there are people running production?
Yeah.
Like, they just think it's like Capcom, right? They assume it's like Capcom or Bamco or Arc System. They don't realize that, like, like Team Spooky is not an employee of a video game company. This is a thing that
independent company trying to, or being contracted by a video game company.
Yeah, I don't think people fully always realize that, so I don't think that they realize that there's a way to even get into it, because they're like, well, Spooky's already doing it, so like he doesn't need anyone else.
Right.
Or Alex is already doing it, or Chris Seg is already doing it with Tendo. Like, I don't think people realize that like this is a thing that if you want to do it, there's a way to get in.
I think that a part of production, or one of the aspects of production, is that you want to try and be invisible. You know, it's supposed to be like a puppet pulling the strings kind of effect. So it's not, you're not supposed to notice them. Like if you're.
So wait, is your gamer handle Puppet Master?
No, it's
should be.
Let's have a game tag.
Puppet Master sounds so dope.
If I had one, it'd be Puppet.
And then you could be a
Thanks.
Fang main.
Why Fang?
I don't know, he just looks like the creepy dude that has puppets. And you get to fly!
Yeah, I know. I like that new mechanism that they put in. It just
Completely off topic.
It just okay. Sorry. But yeah, I don't know. Like, it's not really something that people like want to do. So when somebody comes up and they're like, "I want to learn how to do this," it's pretty awesome. So we don't get that pretty often. Usually they want to be a top player.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like, you know, I think sometimes you need to know it's a job.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I didn't know that you could interview in esports until I saw like Seltzer and like Little Susie. Right? Like, I didn't until I saw other women doing it.
Right.
I didn't know that it was a thing that anyone was really doing it. So like you said, you know, production's kind of the sort of invisible part of the thing that they're watching. You know, you either
Yeah.
care about the pros, you care about the commentators, you forget that there's all this other stuff that makes it possible. So that's why I was like, you know what, maybe people do want to learn production. Maybe there are people
Yeah.
going to school in communications who like love the fighting game community and they already have like these sort of production skills because they're like in broadcast, right?
Right.
So
To add on to that, nothing should hold you back. I don't have any degrees in production. I don't have a degree in running a tournament.
really, there's no tournament?
No,
PhD?
no.
Oh, man.
And a lot of
Been lied to.
A lot of the people that you see running tournaments as well, they don't have schooling for that. They just
Yeah.
have a lot of experience. So I don't think that you should be worried about something like, I don't have a degree, you know, am I going to be qualified to do this? Experience is definitely really, really important. And I think that that's something that can be, education can be something that can be looked over if you have the right amount of experience. So I don't think that you should be afraid of not being able to do something just because you're not qualified or whatever. Yeah.
So is there anything you want to like shout out or
I think I want to shout out Wednesday Night Fights because they're awesome and I love that
what
tournament.
is a Wednesday night fight?
Oh, my Wednesday Night Fights is my local tournament.
That happens on Tuesday?
No, it happens on Wednesdays.
Oof.
It happens well, there's 7 of them. So
It's my local that exists in 7 places.
rewind. Okay, so
I'm teasing everyone.
yeah, so I obviously I manage the Santa Ana location, the Orange County location. But there's also one in Oakland. There's one in Roseville. There's one in Fort Worth, Texas. If you don't know already, the Esports Arena has opened up little locations in Walmarts across the country, and each one has a Wednesday Night Fights of their own. So if you're not a part or you're not next to Wednesday Night Fights OC or Oakland, you definitely should check if there is a Wednesday Night Fights in a ESA Walmart location near you.
Oh man, look, she's got the plug science down. Anybody else? Any? No, you're good?
I want to thank you for doing this interview.
Oh, dope, thanks. And you guys know, hit the subscribe, the like button, or the dislike. We like interactions no matter what. And remember, until next time, to go beyond and plus ultra.
Thank you.